Satang is in his baby girl era, and I'm here for it. That is until halfway the series, and I got tired of Winnie and Satang. Even before episode 10, I just had enough of them. Do you know how many times I've tried to record this? Three times. Third time's the charm, I guess. In my defense, I've been flip flopping from really numb from painkillers to really in pain. So the last couple of times I've recorded it, I thought it was okay until I started editing and everything was just all over the place and I was so incoherent. Do you need to know about this? You don't need to know about this. Moving on. So we are the series is finally done and I discovered that I can actually spend more than 16 hours of my day watching a series. Who would have thought, right? But here we are with We Are the Series. Initially, I wanted to watch this because of Mark and Pawin, but we know what happened to Pawin, so yeah. But that's okay. Mark and Poon are just as adorable together. I'm satisfied, well, not satisfied enough with the amount of their screen time, mind you. Them not having more scenes is just a crime of epic proportions, and I just want to express my absolute disappointment. Not that anyone cares about what I thought. Before we go further, my name is Nemochan. I love watching BL shows and then I complain about them ad nauseum. So if you want to hear me talk about gay shit on the internet, then please subscribe and give this video a like. Director Nu is one of my favorite directors. It's a hit and miss with his series though. It's either I will love it so much or I won't be able to stand it. No in between whatsoever. Some of his shows are among my favorites, like Love by Chance, definitely. One of the best for me. I think for a lot of people. A and Pete is the standard when it comes to chemistry, in my opinion. I mean, if you can't look at your on screen partner the way A looked at Pete, then what the hell are you doing, right? A looks at Pete like he's going to eat him alive. If you can't convey that kind of sexual tension, then I don't know what the hell you're doing with your life. This is why I'm so disappointed with Perth and Chimon and Force and Book. When you have the likes of Perth and Singto and Chris, I don't want to mention it, but we're mentioning it. Nanon and Mughal. When you have these couples from way back, like way back 2020, 17, 2018, 2021, that's way back in our opinion, these couples who just ooze sexual tension without saying anything. You get really disappointed by some of the new ones. Like I cannot stand Waterboy, also from director New, I think. But you gotta admit, Earth and Newbie was really hot together on the screen. Okay, I'm getting sidetracked again. Waterboy, I cannot stand. Same with Boss and the Babe. But Love by Chance and Absolute Zero are two series I will swear by. What else are from Director New? Until We Meet Again, of course, is a fan favorite. But Between Us is a bit. Eh, it has its moments. Let's just say that. Not the best though. Same with My Gear and Your Gown. Like it's trash, but we love it. We Are, the series is not a cinematic marvel, like nobody's claiming that, but it's definitely one of those feel good that you'll watch over and over again. And I really enjoyed it. I fell in love with Pond and Phuwin in this one, and honestly, I think that Phuwin is one of the prettiest faces in BL. Let's be real, this show does not need to be 16 episodes. Even 14 episodes is pushing it. You can cut a lot of scenes in this show, make it 12 episodes, and you won't miss a thing. And a lot of those are from Q and Toy. We did a live chat during the last episode with one of the Discord groups that I am in. And I finished the episode earlier than them because I skipped through most of the scenes with Q and Toy. And I did not miss a thing, honestly. Let's start by talking about Q and Toy since we're already here, right? I absolutely love the idea of them. Not only because I love them in my school president and I was looking forward to seeing Winnie and Satang together again, but also because their characters' dynamic is entertaining. Like Q being a bit of a bully and Toy being everyone's absolute favorite baby girl. And they were super cute at the start. Q being the begrudging mentor and Toy absolutely basking at the attention. Then we found out that they have some kind of history and they've been into each other for a long time, even though Q does not know the full identity of Toy. Like, that's a solid storyline. And I love that. That is until they got together and their story did not progress much, and their cutesiness became too much for me to tolerate because they're in your face like every few scenes and that's all they do. Q and Toy on their own are like solid characters, especially Q, being the mean friend but very protective one in the group. I relate to him in that regards because I am like that. I can be sarcastic and a bit mean to people I am close to, verbally at least, but I will be the first one to defend you even if you are wrong. And you'll never hear the end of it from me privately. I am definitely going to hold it against the friend for all of time. And I love Q and Peem's friendship. Q is very supportive and protective of Peem, but he's the first one to tease him and verbally bully him. So going back to Q and Toy, the kissing scenes are so fucking awkward. Or maybe that's just because they're so young. But then again, there's a lot of other actors their age that nails it. I'm not sure. Tell me what you think. I'm sure there's a lot of people who loves them, and it just got really tiring really fast for me. And then there's Ao's character, Tan, and he's obnoxiously irritating. I could not stand how too much he is. He is over the top for no reason whatsoever. That being said, I love Tan and Fang together. Fang's nonchalant attitude and air of maturity balances Tan's annoying presence for me. Not to mention that I think Boom is an absolute queen. So I love the two of them in Hidden Agenda. Like, they saved that series for me because too much of them is too much. So I've been looking forward to seeing them more. And I know everyone's been shouting for them to have their own series, but here we are, 2024, and there's still none. But we're hoping Big Daddy GMMTV, please give them their own series. Even though I think Tan is insufferable, he's just like the top tier boyfriend, right? Because if he's not so forward, him and Fang would not have any progress. Like, I honestly thought Fang would make Tan work for it more than he did. I thought Tan will be pursuing Fang for a few more episodes, but no. Fang surprisingly said yes very quickly. Like, I did not see that coming at all. I don't know if I would have preferred it better. That's if the courtship, let's call it courtship, was prolonged with their storyline, but their story was good as it is. But I would have loved to see Tan groveling more than he did. Fang's reaction whenever Tan is being too touchy or too much in general, looking like he's questioning his life's decision, is some of the most hilarious moments in the show. I was hoping for Fang to actually strangle Tan at some point in the series, but I guess we can't have it all. I was so looking forward to it though, for Fang to just have enough of Tan at some point. I would have wanted to see more of their serious side as well, because Tan is such a sweet boyfriend. And can I just say that the kissing scenes and the love scenes for these two absolutely slaps. Like, they freaking serve. I knew that with Hidden Agenda, but this one they just elevated it. And Boom carried those scenes, to be honest. I wanna know how experienced Fang is supposed to be in the show because that's just wow. And then Fang and Fi. that was out of left field, to be honest. I would have liked a build up to that reveal to Tan of Fang and Fi being together before, instead of just that one scene and it was just said in passing to create a bit of tension. I just want to see more of Fi, I guess. Towards the end, there was not much of her in the group anymore when everyone paired up already. I'm normally not one for cheap tricks of putting a girl in between the couple for drama, but Fi is not just a passing character in the show. She's actually included in Q and Peem's friendship group. It would have been great for her to be included more, like Beer and Mick and even Matt. Like, there's so many characters in this show that I don't understand how there's a lot of filler scenes, mainly Q and Toy. Just kidding, or am I? There's just too much of Q and Toy, honestly. I'm going to shut up about them now. But it's actually good that we got some kind of personality with the side characters, even though it feels like the story drags in a lot of scenes, like you identify them within the friendship group. They don't serve much purpose plot wise, other than, I guess, beer to a certain degree. But I actually enjoyed them being there. Meek and Pan being a chaotic duo actually works if you think about it, because of their personality, and I would like to see more of them together as friends and not just within the group. And since I already mentioned Pon, let's go to Chain and Pon. I don't think I've ever seen Poon in anything else, and I absolutely adore his character Pon. Like, he's the kind of chaotic that's absolutely lovable to watch. My love for Pon is equal to my annoyance with Tan, I think. And of course, Mark. Of course, I've seen him in Bad Buddy, but he's barely there. And I adore him in My Gear, Your Gown. And of course, Dangerous Romance, where his and Pawin's character was more like an afterthought. Like, they were there, they were supposed to be the second couple, and there were scenes of them, but their storyline just was not that developed. And it's not like the main couple was enjoyable to watch, in my opinion. Don't come after me, please. Moving back to We Are. So I was so looking forward to this show. I also think that Mark is like so pretty. Look at his skin. Honestly, where are the pores? Tell me where they are. Mark's character here, Chain, is so underrated. He's one of the more mature among the friendship group, especially with Pond being mostly all over the place and probably would not survive in the real world if not for Chain. But then you turn around and he is so devious with his plan for Q and Toy. And Chain is just with him going for it to pretend to flirt with Toy because Pan says so. And you know how I love best friends to lovers. Chain just being there, taking care of Pan. It's funny here since everyone knows Chain likes Pan romantically. As it turns out, everybody knows. Everyone, I think, clocked it. They're precious, and I needed more of them. The glimpses that we had of their dynamic are cute, but it's not enough of a compelling plot. There's no background of how they got close or when Chain started to like Pan, especially since there were mentioned of Jane having girlfriends before. Some of the flashbacks and the cutie moments from Q and Toy could have been used here. I'm just saying. I said I'm not going to mention them anymore. Okay, okay. Let's go back to Shane and Pom. So we needed more. Like, I need a full series of them, to be honest. If they definitely owned the last two episodes, at least the few scenes that they were in, and they served in that one kiss. That's the best kissing scene in the history of BLs, in my opinion. At least next to We Best Love season 2, like episode 4 or 5. I can't remember which one, and no one can change my mind. So, Pom and Peem, my favorite pairing. First time watching Pond and Phuwin in a series because their previous ones just did not appeal to me. I think I mentioned it before. I tried watching Never Let Me Go, and it's just not for me, honestly. And I'm very pleased that I chose to watch this one. Not that I initially watched because of them, but these characters, especially Peem, is such a good fit for them. Peem is just an absolute sweetheart on the screen. He's very easy to relate to as well. I know the characters had been hitting us on the head with the knowledge that Peem's character is a good friend and that he brings joy to the group. Quite a few characters had lines in reference to this, but surprisingly enough, Peem makes me smile with his antics. His constant irritation with Poom at the start and his back and forth with Q. I'd say he's my favorite character, Fang being a close second. Then there's Poom. I know they want him to appear like a bad guy who fell in love with a good kid after bullying him, but Pond's portrayal of Poom is so mild mannered that I just did not buy it. I know a few of them said he's supposed to be this ruthless guy, but other than the fact that he pressured Pim into being his coat and coat slave, and that scene at the mall, there's no other evidence of his so called ruthlessness. And he turned into such a simp pretty fast that there was no need for that slave plotline at all. We could have gotten the same storyline without that trope. There was no need for it, other than the use of it, I guess, during the teasers or the promos. I'm not sure. But more than anything, the drafting classrooms in this show and those Stadler pencils are giving me flashback of college, and I don't like it. Like the trauma of deadlines and declined projects is honestly haunting me. Probably the reason why I like Peem so much because I'm going to murder anyone who messed up with my finished project after hours and nights of working on it. And with Peem's temper, I was honestly expecting him to go toe to toe with Poom instead of giving in to him with his ridiculous demands for Peem to be at his beck and call. Like, you destroyed his painting. You being kicked in the nuts is payment enough. They could have called it even right then and there, but then we would not have a show now, would we? One of my online friends pointed out that Beam only finished one painting in the duration of this show, which is not saying much when the show's timeline was supposed to be 3 years or so. Like, I just really find it hilarious that for all that's in this show, she found contention about Beam's painting. Going back, because I'm getting sidetracked again. So Beam was pressured to agree to serve Poom for the foreseeable future, right? Which is so out of character for him, but I mean for Beam. But then again, everyone's saying how Poom is such a bully, and Tan supporting Poom just to have a go at Fang. Not a very loyal friend for Tan. But we will forgive since his goal is Fang and he got him. Like, I would have much to say if Tan sold out his friend and he did not even get the guy. But I'm sure Q and Chain would have taken care of Tan if something actually happened to Pim, I guess. And in this last scene in episode 1 is actually the only time we've seen any kind of aggression from Poom in all of the show. And then he was a simp for the most part of it. Do you remember they did the same trope in We Best season 1? Like Gao Shide blackmailed Shuyi to be his errand boy or something? But Gao Shide is more of a simp than Poom, and Gao Shide was just too much. And Shuyi was the ruthless, bratty one. But do you know what's better than slave or errand boy? Pay me with your body, Payu style. You know Payu from Love in the Air with the brattiest of brats, Rain? I just remember them because we've been talking about Pete, the one who played Sky in Love in the Air. Like in the Discord, we've been talking about him not being able to cry at all. And I think they have the same complaint in Love Sea. I haven't seen Love Sea and I'm not sure if I'm going to watch it. Tell me if you've seen Love Sea and tell me what you think about Pete's acting. Going back. So the mall scene in with Poom and Peem. I would have hated Poom for the rest of my life and teach all of my descendants to hate him as well for all of eternity. Like I can hold a grudge. I saw this guy on Insta talking about how he can build a grudgery, and I'm like, same, my loves. Let's build one. But Pim is obviously the better person among us. He just wanted Poom to apologize because he was so worried something happened to Poom. I really like the progression of their friendship and then relationship after Poom said he's sorry. And I like that they cleared the air first before going forward and tolerating that kind of behavior between the two leads. I know a couple of my online friends complained about the vagueness of their relationship, that they're already kissing before they settled on a relationship. And I'm all for labels because most of the time with this series, the plot just goes round and round and does not progress much until the leads are in a relationship. But in reality, this is what you'll do. You spend time with someone, make out here and there, and then you decide, okay, yeah, let's make it official. Let's make it exclusive. Let's put a label on it. And anyway, with Poom and Peem, that's where the drama was. During the uncertainty of their relationship, Poom being insecure in his place in Poom's in I mean, Poom being insecure of his place in Peem's life, especially since no one knows about them. So conflict. The drama. Cluin. I personally cannot stand love triangle storyline because I think it's lazy writing. Like it's easy drama. They just randomly insert someone there. The only time I actually enjoyed a love triangle was Light on Me, the Korean BL, because we've seen the progression of each of the characters' relationship. And for all that Cluin said about his background, we really did not know him, and seeing him interact with Beam just irritates me because he's just taking time on the screen. So the family issue. Honestly, did not care. There was really not much substance to that storyline for me to get attached to, even though we actually met the parents. Like, I got more attached to Beam's aunt. Like, I wanna actually know what's up with her. And she's also such a shipper. So, the only time the family drama got interesting was when Poom missed picking up Beam to submit his painting. If you remember that part, I forgot what episode that was. I refuse to believe that he did not even message Beam or remembered to message Beam, even without the details, just to say, like, I won't be able to come pick you up, or have someone else, like maybe Fang, pick him up. Fang was the one who messaged Beam. Like trash behavior, honestly. The kissing scenes. The first one, did not expect. As surprised as when Fang said yes to Tan, and definitely did not expect Peem to act first. And I'm sad that there was no rooftop scenes in the show. But I guess we'll have to settle with fireworks on the first kiss, I guess. The last kiss was shit though. I mean, mediocre. Let's not say shit. It's mediocre. But that's okay because Chain and Pond got the gold for the best kissing scene in all of the series anyway. So we don't care that much. Poom and Peem's best scenes for me, at least my favorite in the show, are definitely the ones when they were at the temple, both when they were on their own and then when they came back with the friendship group. I think one of my online friends asked why they're celebrating the festival twice in the show, and we have to explain to her the timeline of the show, which is like so funny. So overall, this show does not have the right to be 16 episodes when it did not even fully flesh out four of the main characters, even if they are side couples. I will forever be bitter about Jane and Pon. I do love that this show has a lot of focus on the friendship group, which means there's a lot of drinking sessions in this. Definitely brings back a lot of memories from high school and early college, because the latter part of college, I think no one has the energy to be drinking anymore. So that's it for me about We Are the series. What do you think? Who's your favorite couple? Comment down below. If you don't know what to comment, just comment cheers. Tell me what you're watching right now. I am currently trying not to die watching Stand In. Drink your water, stay hydrated. Bye bye.